It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth a hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to the Science Bowl, the science quiz program here in the Prince George's County Public Schools. In this, our 33rd year. We have 6 young people here to play our game from 2 great elementary schools. Let's meet them now. First, from Allenwood Elementary School, would you please say hello to Joy Parker, Jericho McPeel, and Aaliyah Bush. And from Perrywood Elementary School, please meet Justin Norris, Christopher Watts, and Esdras Isango. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, our game board lit up to reveal questions according to difficulty. Easier ones on the left, worth 5 and 10 points. Increasingly more difficult, 15, 20, and 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. Never deductions for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds, one of these 2 talented teams, one of these 2 good-looking teams will come back to play Templeton for the chance to move on in this year's competition. Let's make sure everything works properly. And Jericho, would you try that red team's buzzer? Thank you. It looks and sounds good. It looks like everyone's in there on the push. And Christopher, try your buzzer as well. Good luck to you and to Justin and to Esdras and Aaliyah and Jericho and Joy. Nice. It is a joy to have all of you here today. And congratulations for being chosen to represent your schools. Let's have a good game. We go alphabetically A before P, so Allenwood and Jericho. Let's play this bowl. Go.
Zoo Parade for 10, please.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, these insects are so named not because they breathe fire, but because they have serrated jaws. Perrywood.
A Komodo dragon?
Remember, insect, I said.
Oh,
Allenwood, these insects are so named not because they breathe fire, but because they have serrated jaws.
Dragonfly?
Yeah, dragonfly. You listen carefully there. Dragons breathe fire, and that's what we were after. Good. Go, Red.
Body systems for 5, please.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, if your idol is Drake, or if you always wanted to meet Taylor Swift, and you actually get to meet them, you probably start to feel a little woozy, and you might go weak in these joints. What joints might you go weak in?
Your legs?
More specifically?
Your thighs?
Nope. Perrywood, you're meeting Drake for the first time. Whoa, you're getting kind of woozy. You're getting weak in the what?
Your knee?
Your knees. You got weak in the knees. That's it, Justin. Good comeback. Thanks for your help there. Go Green.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right. Don't worry about that.
Can we do Dateline Science for 5?
Dateline Science for 5 points. Boy, this was a very sad and disturbing story. A man recently had to have both of his hands amputated because he got a bacterial infection when he was licked by his best friend. What best friend licked him? And the saliva contained a bacterium, Jericho.
His dog?
His dog, yeah, man's best friend, his dog. That doesn't mean all dogs' licks contain nasty bacteria, but this particular one did. Go again, Red. Go ahead.
Let's get physical for 5, please.
Physical for 5 points. Teams, boy, if you're lactose intolerant, it's probably not a good thing that you're living in this galaxy that we live in, Perrywood.
Milky Way.
The Milky Way galaxy, that's right. Good. I saw the light bulb go on as we gave the clues there. All right, Christopher.
Let's do Zuparade for 15.
Zuparade for 15 points. Teams, it is now no longer recommended that you use a lit match or an unlit match to remove one of these arthropods that may be attached to your skin. Yeah, Perrywood.
Scab? A scab?
Not a scab. Remember the category, Zuparade. One of these arthropods, if it's attached to your body, it used to be said that you take a match, you blow it out, and you touch it to the arthropod to get it to release. That recommendation is no longer valid.
A leech?
Good try. A tick. A tick. Go again, please. Green. 5 points behind. Christopher?
Let's do Science Potpourri for 10.
Science Potpourri for 10 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, all the rage today in the health food stores is alkaline water. It's supposed to be good for you. Is the pH of alkaline water 3, 7, or 9? You have to know something about the pH scale. We were talking about this before we started the game. All right, Allenwood.
pH 7?
Nope, good try. 3, 7, or 9, the pH of alkaline water.
3.
9. 9. The higher end of the scale is alkaline or basic, 7 is neutral, and numbers from 0 to 6 are acidic. Try again, green.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, at the New Mexico Museum of Science, they have an exhibit called Growing Green Goop. It's all about changing this aquatic plant into a biofuel. What kind of plant would they be changing into a biofuel? What aquatic plant? Come on, Allenwood.
Seaweed?
Judges? Yep, we'll accept that. Algae, seaweed, good. Go. Red.
Algae.
Come on, Jericho.
Green things for 5, please.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, when in the jungle, if you want to get from one place to another, do as Tarzan does and swing on one of these, Allenwood.
He swings on vines?
Yeah, he swings on a vine. He sure does. I always wonder why it doesn't break. Yeah, go red.
Science Potpourri for 5, please.
Science Potpourri for 5 points, teams. We know the Richter scale measures earthquake strength and the Beaufort scale measures the strength of winds. But the Scoville scale measures the amount of heat generated by these spicy vegetables.
Peppers.
Perrywood?
Peppers.
Peppers, yeah. You know, the ones that make the smoke come out of your ears. The buzzer is rung, ending the first round. Our score right now is Allenwood 80 and Perrywood 65. Round 2 straight ahead. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Science Bowl. Hope you're enjoying this game at home as much as we are here in the studio. 6 young people here playing the game for the very first time. They're getting their sea legs, they're getting used to the whole thing, and they're doing a fine job. Let's find out about them and their schools. Let's go to Allenwood first and Jericho. Tell us about Allenwood. You know, Allenwood has never been on our show up until a few years ago. We've been around for 33 years, and then your principal and your teachers down there. And boy, we were really missing a lot by not having Allenwood here. Tell us about your school. Who's your principal?
Miss Fabui.
Absolutely. She's just terrific. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Williams.
Miss Williams. And she has been very concerned about getting involved this year, and we're very happy that you guys had the opportunity to be here. Jericho, did you have any alternates on your team?
Nyla, and that's it.
Wonderful, and we'll have the alternate come out. And your sponsor, is your principal here today?
No.
And that's all right. I know she's here in spirit. Tell me something special about Allenwood. Something neat. You're getting it from both sides. Those ladies aren't giving you a break, are they, huh? Jericho, you tell me what you like about Allenwood. You.
What I like about Allenwood is that
Is the lunch good? Is the lunch good there?
yes.
The lunch is good. I bet you got good teachers too. This young man over here He studies the periodic table. He loves this game. And before the show, he sang for me this song of the elements. He knows all the elements. So he is a force of nature over there. What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a immigration lawyer.
Yeah, because you told me your family is from the Philippines, and certainly immigration is a hot topic in America today. And certainly lawyers help to make it easier for folks to get here, and you're going to be good at that. Aaliyah, nice to have you here today. Tell us the Aaliyah story. What do you do in your spare time?
I would like to read.
What kind of books?
I would like to read Olympic kid books, and like big giant books.
Big giant books, yeah. And I see all of you have on your sashes as school patrols. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. And you've got matching red shirts. I mean, you got the same color lanyards. I mean, did you get the memo last night? You were all going to dress the same way?
No, we just got
all this stuff
yeah,
this
we got our
morning.
shirts today.
Just
we were
today.
eating
All
lunch.
right.
While
You're
we
all
were
talking
eating
at the same time, so obviously you did not get the same memo. Nice to have you all here. Aaliyah, what do you want to do when you get older?
I want to be a teacher.
A teacher. That's just wonderful. We need great teachers, and you look like you have the patience that teaching needs. And Joy, you want to be a cafe owner someday, right?
Yes.
And what is your twin sister's name?
Journey.
Journey. So you're
Spelled with an
the
I.
two J's, yeah?
Yes.
And what got you interested in running a cafe?
Well, I really like cooking, and the first thing I learned how to cook was from my dad. He taught Journey and I how to cook sauteed spinach, and then we eventually learned how to cook breakfast.
Wow.
And we cook really good breakfast.
So if we stop by, what are you going to whip up for breakfast? Can you make waffles?
Yes.
Can you make eggs Benedict?
Eggs, what's that?
Yeah.
Wait, that's from a game or something.
That's a poached egg and hollandaise sauce and English
I
muffin.
don't know how to do that, but
Yeah.
I make good scrambled eggs.
You got. We're coming. We're coming. Nice to have you here today, Perrywood. Nice to have you guys with us too. Who's your principal, Christopher?
Miss Peterson and Miss Poole.
Wonderful. So they're sharing duties down there, huh? Wonderful. Who is the coach of your team? You have two coaches, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Who are they?
Miss Henson and Mrs. D'Onofrio.
Wonderful. And certainly both of you have been with us for many years, and we appreciate all the work you've done getting this Perrywood team ready, just as we appreciate all the work Miss Williams did. Any alternates on your team, Chris?
Yes, we have Beza and Rubiatu.
They'll be out in a few moments. They're yelling answers from the green room down there, even though we can't hear them. Tell me what you like about Perry. What do you like to brag about?
You know, we got some nice teachers, some nice food.
Yeah, that's good. And if they make the learning fun, then it's a great place you want to get up and go to every morning.
We have some.
Go ahead.
We have some extra. We have some activities after school. Mostly like chess club, the green club. You know.
To get some extracurricular things you can do outside of the academic realm, and that is great. And I know you play football, do you not?
Yes, sir.
You played for a team called the Patuxent.
Yes, Patuxent Rhinos.
Rhinos, very good. What do you want to do when you get older?
I was thinking about two things: being a comedian or make games for a living.
Yeah, well, listen. Yeah, he was telling me about being a comedian, and we were talking about, it's important to make people laugh. We all need laughter, and if you could be good at that, I'll look for you on the Comedy Central channel there someday in the future. Esther, it's nice to have you here. Why'd you want to be on this show?
I really like science.
You really like science, and you're in the right place. And what do you want to do with your life? Is it going to be oriented around science or something else?
What I want to be when I grow up is a game designer.
A game designer. So much falls under science. Everything is STEAM now: science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And a lot of these new occupations fit that bill. Nice to have you here today. Justin, you seem to know a lot about science. You came up with one of those first answers. How do you know so much about science?
I just study a lot, and the teachers help a lot.
Absolutely, and they appreciate you saying that. And you obviously are a very studious young man. What do you hope to do someday?
I either want to be an astronomer or a chef.
Wow. Now, maybe you can work at Joy's Cafe. What do you like to make?
I like to make, meats, chicken, steak.
So she can take care of breakfast and you can do lunch and dinner, huh? Yeah, I'm making a match up here. All right, guys, let's get back into the game. Score 65, Perrywood 85 for Allenwood. Lots of points to give away, and just to alert you, teams, green things for 10 points, even though the light is out, is still available. Last correct answer came from the green team, so Chris, start us out.
Let's get physical for 10 points.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, the lightest and most abundant element in the universe is this one, which is number 1 on the periodic table. Jericho.
Helium.
Perrywood.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen, that's what I want to hear. Go green. Let's turn that light out over there, and we'll give Perrywood the chance to continue.
Let's do Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, the newest health fad is eating these chirping insects because they're high in protein. Perrywood?
Crickets.
Yeah, crickets, yeah. Cricket powder in granola bars. If you don't know it's there, you probably wouldn't know it was a cricket. Go green.
Let's do Body Systems for 10.
Body Systems for 10 points. Teams, you know, you can contort your face in all different kinds of ways. You can wrinkle your nose, you can furrow your brow, and you can flare your whats? Allenwood.
Your eyelashes.
No, you can't flare your eyelashes. You can flare your what, Perrywood?
I want to say teeth.
That's your teeth. Your nostrils. You can flare your nostrils. See, you were thinking about that. See, you should have gone with your first instinct. Go again, green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Get physical for 15 points. All right, teams, your question is as follows. You know, race car drivers don't fill their tires with regular air. They don't put CO2 in either, which you can do if you get a flat tire on your bicycle. They fill their tires with this gas, the most abundant in the atmosphere because it can't get through the rubber in the tires. What gas do they put in their tires? All right, what gas? Most abundant in the atmosphere, Jericho. Let's go.
Helium?
I can't hear what you're saying.
Pass it to.
What do you want to say?
Pass it to
Oxygen?
Not oxygen. Perrywood, what would you put in those tires? Nitrogen. Nitrogen goes in the tires. Go again, green.
Let's do green things for 20.
Let's go green things for 20 points. All right, teams, your question is as follows here. You know, the Venus flytrap, we know catches insects to eat. But most people don't know that a Venus flytrap also has flowers. And since it has flowers, the Venus flytrap is very careful not to trap and eat the insects that do what for the flower? Perrywood?
The bees?
What?
bees.
Bees?
No. I was looking for a what, not I'm looking for a process here. Allenwood?
Pollinate.
Yeah, that's right. They don't eat the insects that pollinate it because it's kind of self-defeating. All right, go again, Red.
Body systems for 15, please.
For 15 points, teams, because we primates are the only ones that have this digit on our hands. We're the only ones who, yes, Jericho? Thumbs. So we are the only ones who can play by the rule of thumb. Yeah, Red.
Green things for 10, please.
Green things for 10 points. All right, teams. This was available, given to you now. In the southwestern portion of America, there are thieves that go out at night and steal these plants living in the desert that have thorns on them, Perrywood.
Cactuses?
Yeah, those are cactus thieves. There's a particular kind of cactus, the ones that look like men with arms sticking up, the saguaro cactus, that are very highly valued. Go, green.
Daylight science for 10.
Daylight science for 10 points, teams. When Hurricane Lane in Hawaii had its winds drop below 74 miles per hour, it was downgraded from a hurricane to a tropical what? Allenwood?
Tropical storm.
Storm, that's it. Good. Red, go.
Super 8 for 20, please.
Zoo Parade for 20 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please. The head of this giraffe, it looks like the giraffe has horns, but they are actually called ossicles because they are actually made of what substance? Come on, Allenwood.
Ice?
No. Perrywood, They're called ossicles. Those are not horns. They're ossicles, which means they're made of what?
Cartilage?
Bone. Bone. OSS is a prefix that always tells you that something is bony. That is really a projection of their skull. Try again, red. 130 to 90, you still have the advantage. Lots of high-valued questions left. Come on, Jericho, spend your time. You pick and then talk. Go.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. All right, teams, let's see if you are real Marylanders. Jimmies and Sooks are the males and the females of this crustacean that we all love to eat. Chris.
Crabs?
Crabs. Good. Go. We find out that there's a restaurant called Jimmy's and Sooks, too, which is all about crabs. All right, Christopher, you choose.
Let's do green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Big one in that category is a visual question as well. Look back to the monitor if you would, please. These bubbles are actually air bladders on a kind of brown algae that grows from the seafloor up as forests. Yes.
Kelp?
It is kelp. Yes, sir. That is a kelp forest. Nicely done. And with that, we've got a tie game. 130 all. Nicely done. Go, Christopher.
Let's do zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25. Big one in that category. All right, teams. Every bird in America is protected by the U.S. government. You cannot harm or kill birds in America except for 3. These birds are considered pests. They are non-native birds, and they often carry disease. I'll give you 25 points if you can give me 2 of the 3 birds that you can kill and not risk a fine. They are considered pests. All right, I just need 2 of them. Now, Allenwood, you should be talking among yourselves in case I have to come to you. Banter. Think about some birds you might be able to choose. Perrywood, what do you have to offer for me?
I want to say raven and cardinal.
Raven and cardinal. No, those are actually protected, and maybe that's why they have football teams named after those, because, you know, those are still protected birds, but good try. Allenwood, 2 of 3 birds considered pests, can spread disease, not native to America.
Pigeon and woodpecker?
Oh, you got one. You got the pigeon. The other 2 are the sparrows and the starlings, those black birds we see everywhere with the yellow beaks. Go again, green. Still tied.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. All right, teams, your question is as follows. You know, sailors on ships, when they scrub the ship, they use something called bronze wool instead of steel wool, because the steel wool, unlike the bronze wool, will oxidize. Oxidize is just a fancy name for this process. Jericho?
Rotting?
Not rotting. Good try.
Mold?
Not mold. Rusting. Rusting. Steel wool will rust. If you have Brillo pads and you're helping your mom do the dishes and you scrub it and you keep it wet, you know it rusts all over the place, and she's going to yell at you. Go green.
Body systems for 20.
Body assistance for 20 points. All right, teams. This is a multiple choice question. AFib, terrible. Atrial fibrillation. A lot of buildings have devices to restart a heart that is in AFib. AFib means when which of the following V initial parts of your body is not contracting properly? The vesicles, the ventricles, or the vacuoles? Which of those 3 V-initialed words, vesicles, ventricles, or vacuoles, are not contracting in somebody who has AFib, Jericho?
Vacuoles?
Not vacuoles, no. Vacuoles, vesicles, or ventricles. When the heart is not contracting as it should. Perrywood?
Ventricles?
Ventricles is right. Yes, indeed. The 2 lower chambers of the heart, the auricles of the upper 2. Go.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Engineers who design robots often do mock-ups and prototypes by using this art of paper folding. Allenwood?
Origami.
Origami is right. Yes, indeed. Go red. Good. Tied up again. 150.
Dateline science for 15, please.
Dateline science for 15 points. Teams, the Food and Drug Administration is very worried that a lot of young people are using Juul, J-U-U-L, for getting nicotine into their bodies, not by smoking, but with this process.
Vaping.
What's it called? Perrywood.
Vaping.
Say it again, Esdras.
Vaping.
Vaping is right. Nicely done. Good. Go. Green.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline science for 25 points. Teams, a lot of people in the world think they are allergic to this antibiotic. The first one ever discovered, it was discovered by Alexander Fleming. Turns out a lot of them aren't allergic at all. Name that P-initialed antibiotic. Perrywood.
Potatoes?
Not potatoes, no. Allenwood, P-initialed antibiotic for 25 points. Called penicillin. Penicillin. Go again. Oh, the buzzer says we won't ask any more questions, and it looks like by a hair, Perrywood has done it. We'll double check that score and be right back with you. Don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. Great game today on Science Bowl. We are proud of all of our players. Wonderful knowledge of science and also good sports. Our final tally today is Allenwood 150, Perrywood 165. Congratulations to Justin and Christopher and Esdras. And the alternates are back there too, Ruggiatu and Biza. And Miss Henson is there, and also Miss D'Onofrio. Congratulations. Let's give them a hand. Let's give them a hand. Super job. We will see you against Templeton. And Allenwood, I want to see some smiles over here. You guys played a terrific game. Aaliyah and Jericho and Joy. And Nyla is back there. She should be smiling too. Miss Williams, you did a fantastic job. Mr. Ortiz, you as well. You're matching everybody over there. Let's give Allenwood a hand too. Super game. Super game. And we're clapping for you as well, because we couldn't be here without you. Hope to see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. I'm Dave Zarin. Until then, bye-bye.